Welcome back, Dunlap and Kyle, friends and family. Today we've got Jameson Rodgers, homegrown in Batesville, Mississippi, who's going to come up here and talk with us. And we've got Jordan Bruce from Oxford, Mississippi. You've seen a good bit of him if you follow our channel. But Jameson needed some tires, so we got him a good deal, and he came in and he's getting those put on. And I figure, if he's here, we may as well have a little, maybe try to put together a podcast. Maybe this can be the best damn tire company podcast. Episode 1.
I love it. My manager, Dusty Reed, set this up.
Yes, he did.
Shout out my manager, Dusty Reed.
Dusty. Yeah. And I didn't really know how to, I don't think I've talked to you in 10 years, so I didn't know where to go with it. I called Howard yesterday. I'm like, hey, what's Jameson doing these days? And tell him what Howard did.
Well, Howard called me and he said, man, just letting you know, Adam's a prankster, so you don't need to get caught on the wrong side of one of Adam's pranks. So Howard's gonna look out for me. He's my buddy.
He's a good guy. He will watch out for you.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to do a Facebook Live, but Sherry Cook with HR advised against it.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Jordan didn't want to do it either. But and one of the reasons, have y'all seen some of the public access on YouTube?
Yes.
Where people will call. Have you seen this, Jameson?
No.
Pull it up there. We're obviously not going to play it because it's definitely something we don't want to put on our first pod. Just look at public access prank calls right there at the very top. So if you go on YouTube and type in public access prank calls, do not turn the volume up. In fact, just go ahead and turn that off. I just want you to see what it is.
I'll look it up later.
Public access was a big thing back in the day, and people could call in. It wasn't delayed. These days, I think if there's a live broadcast or something, usually there's a 10-second delay. So if some hooligans, like from Panola County, would call in and try to talk some nonsense, they could cut it out before it really got going. But I was kind of worried something like that was going to happen. But I do think it would have been great if we had some live questions come in. We could see when people tune in, our dozens of viewers. We're
growing.
Yeah,
man. All of my fan.
Yeah.
All of my fan out there.
So you're obviously doing great in the music industry. But let's go back further. Let's start growing up in Batesville.
Yeah.
Would you say baseball was probably your first love?
Definitely. I played baseball up until I got to play 2.5 years in college. So it was played at South Panola, and then I played at Northwest, and then I got recruited to play at a little school in Memphis, and just kind of hated it and quit at Christmas, and that's when I kind of picked the guitar up, and the rest is history. But I grew up playing baseball. And
let's go back a little further.
Yeah.
Weren't you a woolly booger at one time?
I played a little bit. I subbed in some I wasn't a full-time woolly booger. I played mostly just in the city league and stuff. Robert, I kind of fell in between. Robert was a year older than me, and Will was a year younger than me. It was, I would sometimes when I subbed in with Robert and them, I was the young player, because they were all a year older than me. So I subbed in a little bit, but that was
Boy, Michael Dunlap was serious about his woolly boogers.
Oh, man. That was fun.
I used to attend their practices, because they have the little baseball field back behind the house.
It's not it ain't no little baseball field, no.
They did it right, and he would have the vendors' signs up in the outfield. There wasn't Sonic and Western Auto or whatever it was, Panco, whatever we had back in Mississippi.
It was beautiful. It was.
I wonder if that field.
There.
Is it there?
Yeah, I think mostly now the deer feed on it.
Okay.
It was better than some college facilities.
It was, man.
One time.
It was crazy.
It was really nice. Now I remember I must have been 12. That would put Robert at 9 and Will 6-ish.
Yeah.
And and Uncle Michael was serious about this.
Yeah. Shout out, Mr. Mike. Thank you for letting me play a little bit of woolly booger ball back in the day. That was fun.
But I remember he was having a talk with the team. After practice, y'all take a knee, and you do your little speech, and he was just playing with them, but he kind of wasn't. He was talking to them. They were all gathered around, and he said, "Now," he didn't say you kids. He said, "Team, you don't need to let schoolwork get in your way of this baseball." And he went on with it a little while, and then the parents were in the back, and they were laughing. I just that stood out to me. Who else did he coach with? Did Connell. Was there a Connell?
Yeah, Robbie Connell.
And maybe
A Tyndall?
Charlie
Was there
Walton?
a Tyndall?
Yeah, Charlie Walton was. Yeah, Tyndall. I remember Peyton
Yeah.
Tyndall playing.
But
Man, that takes me back, man. That's crazy.
it does. I always enjoyed those practices. I was never very good at baseball, but I enjoyed watching them. You were a woolly booger, were you
I
not?
was.
What years were you?
Man, it was a long time ago. I don't know, maybe in 2000, 1999, 2000, maybe. Somewhere around in there. Some of the best years of my life playing woolly booger baseball.
And he would bus them up to, I think they went to Cardinals games
Yeah.
and
Treated us like little major leaguers.
maybe go to Hooters.
Oh, it was a great time. Yes.
Well, where's the name come from?
I'm
never
glad
knew.
you asked.
I never
There
knew
is a
that.
tire called a woolly booger, and
Really?
it has a chevron tread in the middle, and it's got the knobbies on the outer walls, and it's kind of like a hybrid tread, mainly more for sand than mud, but it can still do both okay.
Okay.
It's certainly not like a tire you would put on a new Can-Am four-wheeler. It's not like a high horsepower.
Right.
It's more of a three-wheeler, or I think Uncle Michael had a King Quad. Maybe it was a 250, a Suzuki.
Yeah.
It was for smaller bikes.
Gotcha.
But that's where it came from. But what a name for a baseball team.
Dude, intimidated from the jump. You know what I mean?
We just had the wrong colors. The maroon and white, it should have been red and blue. Hotty
Oh.
toddy.
Now that
boy.
might get you in trouble,
It
Jordan.
may. I don't know.
I don't know if we can edit that out.
We'll have to.
Wouldn't be surprised if you got a phone call on Monday.
Oh, dear Lord.
We'll cross that bridge when we get
We
there.
will.
So anyway, baseball is your first love. You obviously, like my first memory of you was probably J.P. Hudson running around. I don't know, you were probably 5 or 6. I was a good bit older than you.
That's crazy.
I say that 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
But
I grew up on the ballpark, man. Grew up at JP and Trussell.
and then
Now, how many times did those Lafayette Commodores beat y'all in baseball?
Man, it wasn't very often. I'd say we were. Me and Jordan talked about this before, but my graduating class had this guy named Justin Woodall, who he
yeah.
played with, and Kevin Parker, and I mean they were just absolutely loaded
Phenomenal players.
with phenomenal. I mean, all around athletes, but on the mound, Woodall. He'll probably watch this. You were pretty good, brother.
he was a stud in all sports, wasn't
He
he?
was a state played at Alabama.
Yes.
Got drafted.
Had the
early in
opportunity
one
to
of the-
maybe go with the Mets, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, but I had to face him a lot in little league and high school, and let's just say it didn't go my way very often. It wasn't too fun.
One more thing on the Woolly Boogers. I thought this would have been pretty cool. I called Robert last week, and I was going to try and get a jersey sent up here, and we were gonna put your name on the back of it. You know, I guess
That's
you got
awesome.
your records hanging up. You could have had a
Yeah.
Woolly Boogers too. Would have
Oh,
gone
absolutely! I will absolutely hang that up if you make that happen. That
We'll
would
see.
be
We'll see.
awesome.
No promises, but I'll see if we can do it. So from South Panola, you went to Northwest, right?
I did.
And did baseball there for 2 years.
I did. Yep. Played baseball there for 2 years. I was infielder. I didn't get to play much my freshman year. My freshman year, we actually got 4th in the country. We made it all the way to the JUCO World Series. Got 4th. So I didn't get to play a whole lot that year.
Where
Next year-
is that played at?
It's played in Millington. Yeah, it was super cool. We honestly, everybody says this, but we legit had the best team. I mean, we had 2 or 3 guys. We had Wes Grillette. I know you remember him.
yeah.
That he went to Ole Miss. It didn't work out, so he ended up at Northwest. We had 2 or 3 guys like that went to big D1 colleges. It didn't work out, so they were there with us, and we're just like, you're kind of too good for here. You know what I mean?
What's this guy doing?
And we had a good run. We should have won it. But it is what it is.
So when did your attention kind of turn to music?
Man, it started when I was in college. I played 2 years at Northwest, and I remember being in the outfield shagging fly balls, kind of writing my first song in my head at Northwest. And I always liked to sing. Like even in high school,
Were you singing in church?
No, I wasn't singing in church, but I would walk down the hall singing, Travis Tritt, here's a quarter or something.
Yeah.
Just as a joke, friendly, you know what I mean, just laughing with cutting up with folks. And people would always be like, dude, you can sing. And I'd be like, no, man, you know,
Yeah.
I always just like, you know. And I was I'm shy now, but I was way shyer back then. And for some reason in my head, I was just always like, man, I'm gonna move to Nashville one day. I would say it jokingly and go to Northwest. That gets done. I get recruited and I go play at a school in Memphis. And it's called Crichton College back then. I don't even think it exists anymore. It's an NAIA school. And I had a couple roommates that played guitar there. And
This was after Northwest?
this was after Northwest,
Okay.
1 year after Northwest, and I hated it there, but it was like me and this guy named Blake Embry went and played this coffee shop in Memphis, like just kind of an open mic deal, and we sang a song. I was scared to death, but
First time ever.
First time ever. And I remember after it, I was like, dude, that was awesome. So anyway, fast forward, I ended up going to Southern Miss the next year because I hated living in Memphis. And I just went and roomed with a guy from Senatobia named Taylor Walker and he lived with some other baseball players at Southern Miss. And one of those dudes played guitar, and another one of the dudes wrote, like, back then, they call it spoken word poetry. It sounds silly, but he won like Southern Miss Got Talent with it. Like he was basically rapping, but with no music. And so us three living together. This one guy was showing me how to play guitar. The other guy was kind of showing me how to write lyrics. And so we started writing songs down in Hattiesburg.
You're in your 20s?
I'm just like a senior in college.
Okay.
And, you know, we wrote a handful of songs, and then all of a sudden people at parties or whatever, they'd be like, dude, play The Clock, you know, the song, whatever. Play this whiskey song or whatever.
And I guess this was before social media?
Oh, yeah, way before. So, well, Facebook probably existed,
Yeah,
but
it
it
was
wasn't huge or nothing.
Not like it is today.
Yeah. And so people would come over, we'd go to parties, and they'd be like, play that song you wrote. Don't play Bob Seger Night Moves. Play the song you wrote. And I was like, oh. And it was like a drug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, we need to write another song. We need to write a better song.
Yeah.
Because they're going to like this one better, you know. And so and I talked one of those guys into moving to Nashville with me from Southern Miss, and he came up here, and he just worked at Anheuser-Busch for a while. But so yeah, that's kind of what led me here. And we eventually in Hattiesburg, I was only there for a year, and when I first got there, we started writing those songs, and then by the end of it, we were playing, and we had a little band put together, and we'd played a few times around Hattiesburg. So I was hooked, and just decided to move up here. I didn't know a single person in Nashville when I moved up here. Not one soul. I guess I knew you. Were you here in 2010?
No, I was not. You beat me here by 2 years. I knew you were here,
Yeah.
and I Facebook messaged you and asked, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know where I need to live here.
Yeah.
And you gave me some,
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah. You gave me some pointers.
Yeah.
I think I ended up in Hermitage when I first got here. I was tied into a lease in San Antonio, and
That's a good story, actually.
the one in
Yeah.
yeah. So man, I don't want to break this lease. There wasn't much money in the bank, and I'm thinking, well, maybe this leasing company, I forget the name of it, maybe they have a property in Nashville, and they
Yeah.
did. So I'm
Yeah.
like, how about instead of breaking this lease, we just transfer it over to this property? Actually, they had two properties here. One of them was in Hermitage, and one of them was out west. Not as far west as 192, but it was further west than Westmead. It
Gotcha.
was out that area.
That's crazy.
And I picked the one in Hermitage because it was a pretty short distance to the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I lived there for close to a year. There was some crazy stuff going on in the parking lot.
I can imagine.
I would come home and it would say, you know, warning, people have been intentionally starting fires in the parking lot. They weren't setting vehicles on fire, but it was probably trash cans. And if somebody's an arsonist, you know, they probably start small and start with the trash cans before they move on to cars. I don't know. I don't know the mind of somebody that goes and does something like that.
So
But it was
long
enough for
story
me
short, you got out of that lease
Yeah.
pretty quick.
yeah, and moved downtown. But
Moved on to bigger and better things.
that's right. Yeah. But I enjoyed living downtown, and I bounced around a little bit, and
Yeah.
I'm back in Midtown now.
Gotcha.
And you're out east, right?
I live east of Nashville. I do. I lived kind of all over. I've lived everywhere over the years in apartments and with buddies but I moved out east of Nashville in 2020.
Okay.
Right, like a week before COVID started.
Gosh, that was a mess.
I can literally remember my dad coming up to Nashville. It was the end of February 2020, and him being like, "Man, they're starting to wear masks in Batesville. This it's coming." I literally made fun of him.
Yeah.
To his face, I was like, "Dad, they're wearing the masks because of the flu. You know what I mean? It's not because of COVID."
Yeah.
And then a week later, I canceled all of my shows. It was nuts.
Just the uncertainty with that, a novel virus, you don't know what to expect with that.
Yeah, crazy.
It's obviously not a big deal now, but
Yeah. I got that sidetracked. I don't know why, but
man, there's going to be lots of sidetracking in this. We've never done this before. We're just kind of shooting from the hip.
I like it.
I don't know where this is going to go. I've got a little basic script. I've got woolly boogers on here.
I see Nashville, Batesville.
Don't skip ahead. What's wrong with you, man? You can't spoil the surprises. But okay, back on Nashville. You called it. Let's talk about your first recording contract. When did that happen?
Yeah, so I moved here 2010. 4 years basically nothing happened. I'm just writing songs with people I meet at open mic nights or whatever. You just go out to these shows and you hear people play, and then you play, and then people will come up and they're like, "Man, I love your stuff," mutual, and it's like, let's write. So that's how I met the core of who I write with today. Just all them years ago. And so I did that for a few years, and then at the time I was getting close to getting a publishing deal. So a publishing deal is like, I know y'all aren't just super music industry,
nope.
Know that world, but that's kind of like the first step for somebody when they move to Nashville, or at least it used to be. Like, you move to town and get a writing deal. Mm-hmm. It's like where a company pays you, not a lot, but they pay you a small salary, and all you have to do is write songs. And
how often do they expect new stuff?
Well, you're booked. But most people write 4 or 5 days a week.
So you just sit around the house all day and write?
Well, no, you write with other people.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, that's what I did the day before I came here. I had a writing session in south of Nashville, and so. You have it booked out for months, and so that's what your publisher does. They book you with other songwriters at other publishing companies, and then you write the song, you turn it in, and then they pitch it. Mm-hmm. They pitch it and try to get an artist to record it.
Are you preparing before you attend one of these, like
homework
assignment? You've got all your notes
for
and
sure.
What you like, and
for sure, okay. For sure. I'm kind of always listening for song ideas, and I've got a note in my phone of hundreds of titles. Most of them are terrible, but you never know. Sometimes you scroll up and you're like, "Oh, that one sounds kind of cool." But anyway, so 4 years I didn't have I get my first publishing deal in 2014, and that came from this guy named Chris Van Belkom. His nickname is Falcon. At this company called Combustion Music, and back then it was a website called Reverb Nation. I don't know if y'all remember that, but
I've heard of Reverb Nation. Yeah,
it's not a thing anymore, but it'd basically be like a Facebook for musicians. You know what I mean? It's like if you have a profile on there, it's because you're a singer or a songwriter.
Is that kind of what SoundCloud is now?
Kinda, yeah. It's the same premise, for sure. And so this guy literally. I was getting close to getting publishing deals just from writing for 4 years, and I was getting meetings with people, and this guy literally gets on Reverb Nation, finds me, and sends me a message, and like, "Hey man, I love your stuff, I'd love to meet." And so I met with him, and they turned out to be a great company, and I wrote there for 9 years. It was great.
Was this guy like CEO of this place?
He was kind of like like a VP. Okay. Like, he didn't own the company, but he was like
Is everybody on this Reverb Nation, is it all legit? Is there any spammers?
I don't know. It's not. It doesn't really exist anymore, not to my knowledge. If it does, it's not relevant.
Sometimes on my Hinge, I get contacted by spammers.
I'm sure there's spammers everywhere. I don't think you can avoid that.
Then you put some effort in contacting, and it turns out, they're into cryptocurrency, and wanting all this crazy stuff.
I've got a couple songs I want you to hear from me before you leave today.
Yeah, let's write one.
Just to make sure.
We'll make sure.
I've been working with my guitar now.
Okay.
I've got a really beautiful voice.
Okay.
Just want you to know that. So.
Well, you want to hit a little for us now?
Maybe
or?
not right now, but
Okay.
just want you to be thinking about that.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't hold back. There's several guitars back there.
I'm only kidding.
Okay.
So anyway, I get that publishing deal, and basically at that point, it's like getting into the cool club, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like before that, you're kind of just on your own and booking your own stuff. You get a publishing deal. You're in the cool club, because all the good songwriters have a publishing deal. Mm-hmm. So now you've got an advocate emailing other publishers like, hey, this guy named Adam. I just signed this guy named Adam. He's a great new songwriter. I want your veteran songwriter to take a chance on him and write. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was doing for a couple years after that. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting there. I'm basically in songwriting boot camp for 2 years with that. And then at that point, after a couple years, that's when I started putting songs out.
Okay.
And this whole time, you're getting to know people. You're meeting people.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And the rights are getting better.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting better, because you can't help but get better if you do something every day. And then I'm writing with people that are better than me, mostly.
Learn from them.
Yeah,
You're just
another way to get better.
Right, exactly. And so it was a lot of that for a few years after I got the first publishing deal, and then eventually, the record deal came from. It was just kind of a similar thing. I've been beating down doors, getting close, getting meetings with labels, and then. The thing that really tipped it in my favor was meeting Luke Combs. Luke had kind of just was coming onto the scene. It was like 2016. He wasn't, obviously he wasn't famous yet, but he kind of had been playing in North Carolina and the Southeast and like selling these clubs out and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he came to Nashville and he sent me a message on Instagram. I didn't know him from Adam, and he just sent me a message and was like, man, I love your song called Midnight Daydream, let's write sometime, kind of deal. And we did, and hit it off, became buddies, and a year or two goes by and he absolutely is on a rocket ship. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm still knocking down doors, putting music out, and he's like, dude, I want to take you on. I want you to come out and open for me next year. This was in 2018. He was like, I want you to come out next year in 2019 and open. We're going to play 60 arenas.
Ready? Okay, sorry, all those who tuned in. Our cameraman, Hunter Baker, let his camera overheat, so we had just a little bit
of it.
Way to go, Hunter.
A little bit of a technical difficulty, and he's got until Monday morning to patch these videos together. We're going to send him back to Mississippi.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to say pack his bags.
No. Yeah. Hunter's great, but his camera did mess up on us. Just some minor technical difficulties. And we'll jump back in where we were. He was talking about going on tour with Luke Combs. Was it 60 dates?
Yeah, so at the time, I was kind of I felt like I was getting close to getting a record deal, right? And so I'm getting meetings with labels, and I'm going and playing songs, and they're like lukewarm about it. They're like, we like you. And so I was kind of in that phase for about a year, and then Luke calls, and he's just like, man, I'm gonna take you on. I want you to go out next year and play 60 arenas with me, all the coolest venues ever. And I was like, obviously, let me check my calendar, but I think I'm probably available to do that. And so when I got that in my back pocket, it was just like some street cred. I just went to these labels and I was like, man, I'm about to go on tour with Luke Combs. I'm about to do 60 arenas with him. And so that I got a record deal immediately, and it was great, man. And that tour was awesome, and
do you remember the name of the tour?
Yeah, it's called the Beer Never Broke My Heart Tour.
Okay.
Yeah. And was that the one in 2019?
That was 2019, all of 2019. Yeah. Yeah, because we just figured out off air that you were at.
We just kind of figured out that I took my wife on one of our very first dates to went over to Tupelo, and evidently you opened up there, and I got there right after.
Yep,
I had no idea.
Yep.
That was a great show.
Lanco and Jameson Rodgers.
That's
Red
them.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to play Red Rocks on Mother's Day. My mom flew up for us on Mother's Day.
Oh,
This
man,
is
what a deal.
great.
Yeah, it was awesome. Fun fact about the Red Rocks show, though, and I'm sorry if my mom hears this, but the night before, so Red Rocks was like the last show of the spring tour.
Yeah.
This was kind of before I knew that I was going to get to do the fall. Well, I guess I kind of, anyway. It was the end of tour, that specific tour. So it was like, they do tour pranks. Right. Well, the night before, we were in Omaha. And, you know, I'm nervous. I'm like, I've never been on a tour like this. I'm like, Luke's about to come up here and he's going to mess with me. I don't know what and I'm in front of 16,000 people. I mean, what's he going to do? You know what I mean? So I get, me and the band, we take 2 or 3 shots, you know, before we get up there. We usually take one or two. And this time I was like, we anteed up like 1 or 2 extras because we're like, whenever they're going to come up here and mess with us somehow, I just want to be loose and, you know, whatever. So I get up there and play the first song, and here comes Luke and his band after the first song with a shot. And they bring us a shot, and I take it. I was like, oh, is that it? This is the easiest prank of all time. Play the second song.
Brings you another shot.
Different kind of shot. Different kind of liquor. Play the third song. Here he comes.
Another shot.
You see how this is going here. So I end up taking I took about 10 or 12 shots in about 30 minutes.
Were you able to finish your last song?
Yes, but I don't remember the last 2 songs. I literally blacked out.
Is there footage of this anywhere?
I'm sure somewhere.
YouTube?
I do remember ending the show with like, Omaha, my name's Jameson Rodgers, and I am drunk. And the whole place just goes crazy, just laughing. And so anyway, the next day was Red Rocks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's up in the altitude.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I've had a lot of liquor the night before. And
Next day was rough.
it was rough.
Yeah.
And my mom flew up. It ended up being great, but it was just, yeah, that was the first half of that day was tough. Sorry, Mom. I'm not like that anymore.
So you're on tour with Luke Combs. I'm assuming you're traveling in a tour bus?
Well, yeah, now, but back then, I think I started out in a van on that tour and ended up being in a tour bus halfway through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of miles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at these stops.
I want to say like the first 2 or 3 months of that tour, I was in a van, and I paid this kid. He was like fresh out of college, looking for a job, and I paid him. He drove us in the van through the night everywhere because those tour, like on a bus, like.
I would have been nervous.
Yeah, I was too, but I didn't really have a choice because I had to be at sound check at like 2 o'clock every day, and if we don't leave until the next morning, we can't get there in time.
Yeah, I would have been nervous.
And so we kind of just left and tried to follow the buses because all the buses are going to leave at midnight, and you wake up at the venue. And so
Yeah.
that was those 2 or 3 months took some time off.
I'm just
life,
curious,
for sure.
what does a man get paid to drive you through the night like that? Or is
I
it-
can't remember. It probably wasn't a whole lot. I got him pretty cheap. It was, fresh out of college, looking for a gig. I mean, it wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't raking it in.
I understand.
$12 an hour and some little white pills from from the truck stop.
But I remember
Wow.
waking up a few times, and I'd wake up and look up, and we'd be in like a snowstorm or something.
So it looks like that was nearly a year. I mean, was that a
It
year-long
was.
tour?
It
So you're
started
just
in-
living out of this van, and then you
Yeah.
moved to the bus.
Yeah. Because it started in February, and it ended in right before Christmas. Yeah. And we went. I mean, everywhere.
From 18 to 19?
No, it started in like February of 19 and went all the way to December of
Mhm.
19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Close enough to a year to call it a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was awesome. It was awesome. Luke did me a huge solid. I'll never be able to repay him for that. So
mhm.
he's been a good buddy to me. And
I
then he
just-
jumped on a song with me. I was like, man, I know you I know you let
Cold
me
beer
do the-
calling my
yeah.
name.
I was like, I know you just
That's a
let
big
me go
one.
on tour with you for a year, but do you mind doing me one more favor? Yeah. He said yes. It was awesome.
Would you say that's probably your most successful? Or do you think it's?
I don't
is it
know.
Some girls.
That one or some. I mean, some girls might be a little bigger than that one. Maybe. It's.
I think I remember. Was that your first big one?
Yeah, that one got me on the map.
I remember the first time I heard it. I was in an Uber really early in the morning going to the airport. I don't know where I was flying. And, it shows the name and the artist on the, and I'd never heard it before.
Yeah.
And I heard you on there, and then I saw it up there, and then I was like, whoa, now that's Jameson. And
Yeah.
I asked the guy to turn it up, and I told him how I knew you. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was. It's been a wild ride for sure. It's been cool. That one probably is a touch bigger than Cold Beer. Probably.
So
And
what's next? Are you wanting to do the touring, or you wanting to do the writing?
I think I want to do the writing more. Man, as you get older, the road is. I'm not.
I don't know how you do this when you're young. I'm
Yeah.
looking at these dates.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's a blast. But it's way more to it than just seeing dates on a map and going
Yeah.
to there. It's just like it's way more to it than somebody coming here and buying a tire. But
Yeah.
I came here writing songs. I'll probably do that forever. I love getting other people recording songs that I've written, and I'm gonna still put songs out. I've got 3 songs kind of done right now that I'm gonna put out over the fall. And
Were you always good at writing, like even in school? Like, was English a good subject for you?
No.
Or
no, I learned when I got up here.
I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna put some songs out. I'm gonna always put songs out. I feel like, and if one explodes again, I'll go play some shows.
What are some other big ones that you have written that are out right now?
Yeah, I mean, I had one on Wallen's
Morgan
latest
Wallen.
album. It's called "I'm a Little Crazy," which is doing good. And then I had one for Chris Lane. That was the #1 song. It's called "I Don't Know About You." I had one for Florida Georgia Line. It's called "Talk You Out of It." So yeah, I've had a few. I mean,
You get enough of those, you can just retire.
yeah, you can live well doing that. I mean, it's the songwriter life, which I didn't even really know existed until I was in college. And I can remember when Eric Church put out his very first album,
Sinners Like Me.
"Sinners Like Me."
That may have been the best album of that whole decade.
The
Great
Chief.
album. Go ahead.
And literally, I remember that CD stayed in my truck for 2 years. And I can remember flipping through the CD booklet, and it'd be like "Sinners Like Me," songwriters, Eric Church and whoever. And I was like, oh, I've never thought about who the writers were.
I've made a point to do that. If I'm riding down the road and I have my Apple Music open,
Well, now it's so easy. 'Cause
now
yeah,
you can
yeah.
click on it and it'll show the lyrics in case you want to have a karaoke party in your
Yeah.
car. But then at the end it has the written by, and I almost enjoy seeing who did that
100%.
just as much as
100%. So
Yeah.
and it's a job profession that I did not even know existed when I was in high school or in college. And man, I will if you can find a way, which I've been fortunate to find a way to have some success in the songwriting world. If you can find a way to have success in the songwriting world, not even you ain't got to be the best, but just moderate success, it's probably the best job on the planet.
Really?
Probably, yeah. Because you work for yourself, and you're writing songs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not solving the world's problems. You know what I mean? I mean, we're just writing a song.
Do you get ideas from just your everyday life of
Yes.
just you and your wife and
Absolutely.
or
Conversations, man. I mean, it's words. My antennas are up. It's kind of a problem because I cannot turn it off. My wife will just be eating dinner and she'll just be talking. I'll be like, oh, that's a pretty good song idea. You know what I mean? It's I
Right.
can't turn it off,
Right.
unfortunately. Or watching a movie or reading a book or whatever, listen to a podcast. I mean, I'm just always looking for words, everyday words that you would say
Right.
that you can flip it in a song. You know what I mean? It's a cool job for sure.
Do y'all have kids?
No, not yet. Not
In
yet.
the future,
we
maybe?
we definitely want some kids, or at least a kid. You
sure.
Well, you've done well. Well enough to make it to the notable residents in the Batesville, Mississippi Wikipedia page.
Really?
Yeah, right here.
Am I on there?
You're not on there, Jordan.
Are you sure? It's Williams, my first name.
Here's the Daryl Henderson you were talking about that you played football with.
Yep.
William Jordan Bruce. It's not in there.
I don't see I see the Jerry brothers, Paray and John.
Yeah, they did pretty good.
They
for
did
themselves.
great.
What about Soldier Boy? Is he on there?
Soldier Boy's on here,
Okay.
and I'm glad you brought that up. Do you know Soldier Boy?
I do not. I never met him. He was either a fresh. I think he was a freshman or a sophomore when I was a senior. So we, I've never had any classes together. But he would back then. Yeah, and y'all probably know this, but he wrote songs about South Panola football team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so now, I bet you I tell people this at least once a month. People that I'm writing with, we'll just be in a room and somehow something like that will get brought up, and I'm like, well, I went to high school with Soldier Boy.
That was their hype song.
Yeah.
Before every game, yeah.
And everybody's response is like, no, you didn't. And I was like, dude, I have proof. And so you just go on YouTube and type in Soldier Boy South Panola.
Yeah.
And that song will come up, and it's just their minds are blown. Because obviously, if you look up Soldier Boy, I don't think he's necessarily claiming.
I think he claims Atlanta.
Yeah. So, but we all know.
I'm sure he has his reasons, but we know where he came from.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this earlier. Country music now, there's getting to be a little bit of the hip hop in it. I think y'all need to collaborate, and I think you need to take the part of the proceeds and look at maybe doing something with some of the baseball. We have Trussell and JP in Patton Lane Park.
Interesting.
And maybe get with the Batesville Main Street program.
Interesting.
But I think you need to do something.
Soldier Boy, hit me up. Yeah.
We'll figure out how to get in touch with him.
Yeah,
you can get with your people who can get with his people.
Yeah.
And,
for sure.
But I think we need to. Can we tag him in this video and just tell him to scroll to the end? I don't know.
Interesting. That's a good idea.
Hunter, can you make something that says Soldier Boy, click here, and then it skips to this part?
I can figure that out.
Okay. That would certainly make up for your camera failure earlier.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Soldier Boy's probably going to be like, can I skip doing a song with Jameson and just donate to the parks? Or,
No, y'all need to do it. Look, you both of you've gone out and done well, and I just think with the state of music and the blending of the genres, I think it's a great idea.
That'd be crazy.
Who else is on here? Jamarcus Sanford.
Oh, yeah.
Played at Ole Miss,
Real
went to the
good
NFL.
Real good player.
There's Soldier Boy again. Deshae, the original South Panola linebacker, went to Alabama. Did he go to Alabama?
I don't know.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
And then he went to the Steelers.
Yeah. I feel like he's still, or at least a few years ago, he was still kind of coaching in the NFL.
I think he is. Wesley Walls. A lot of people don't know Wesley Walls is from Batesville, or at least maybe he moved from Batesville. But I think he's a NFL tight end. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Really?
Pride Jerry, PJ.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They should have Mr. Bob Dunlap on there. Do they have him on
I
there?
don't see him on here. He may be on there one day. Who knows? He's done well. We're proud of him.
He's done pretty good.
Yeah, he has. Sammy Vick is on here. I think that's Josh Vick's grandfather. Do y'all know him?
Uh-uh.
He's my age. I wouldn't know him.
I know
MLB?
Josh, yeah.
Major League?
Yeah. He actually may have, I don't want to say it without confirming, he may have played with Babe Ruth or Mickey Mantle or somebody.
Surely it was Mickey Mantle and not Babe Ruth.
Man, I don't know. Let's see. After his major league career ended after the 1921 season?
Oh, God. Yeah, maybe it was Babe Ruth.
I think it was. Well, anyway, we're
100 years
wandering
ago.
off again.
Yeah.
You go on Wikipedia, you kind of...
Yeah, you can do that quick.
Well, anyway, you've done well. I know the people of Batesville us are very proud of you. I think it's awesome.
I appreciate
Awesome
it.
what you've done.
I appreciate it. It's been Been a fun ride for sure. I'm blessed.
And thank you for helping us with our social media.
Dude.
And our dozens of followers.
Man.
Dozens.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for the tires and being good buddies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where else to go. I guess we're wrapping it up.
Y'all have a
We don't
good
want to keep
weekend.
y'all here all night.
We're landing the plane.
Yeah.
We're trying to. It's wobbling right now.
So thanks for tuning in. Maybe this will be something new we do. We've been coming up with some crazy social media stuff over the last couple of weeks, and we've had some success. I think this will help us boost it.
I just realized I don't have a microphone anymore. I wonder if anybody can even hear me.
He's got a new one after the
Dang.
camera failure.
Oh, that's a big one. Okay.
I really wish that would have been the prank the whole time.
Howard knows me well, so he was certainly watching out for you. But thanks for tuning in, and we're going to do this again soon.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.